Hey Vibrant Life family, Dr. Lauren here. So last week I was talking about vagal tone and I mentioned the positioning of your tongue. And so I want you to get curious about something else with your kids. Do you notice that they have a lot of open mouth posture? Like they're just have their mouth open a lot and are mouth breathing, especially like when they're sleeping. Do they snore when they sleep? And so what this can tell us is that they are breathing more through their mouth instead of their nose. And a lot of times with that open mouth posture, we also have a loss of curvature of the neck. So we all get a lot of this. And it's just like a resting position for people. And I notice it in kids a lot, especially like toddlers. It's usually evident because they're just kind of curious and looking around and not talking as much. So it's easier to notice that position. But if you're noticing that, sometimes it can be cute, like, oh, they're snoring, but it actually is a sign that their body isn't getting adequate oxygen because they're not breathing appropriately. They're not making nitrous oxide because they're not getting enough air through their nostrils. And it can be a sign that their neck is already straightening. And part of having a good cervical curve is giving good feedback into our the front part of our brain called our prefrontal cortex. And this is important for making sure we are resilient to stressors, we have good vagal tone, we have good heart rate variability, so that our nervous system can stay calm, so that we can have good emotional intelligence, express positive emotions, be empathetic of others. So maintaining a good curve in the neck and mouth closed posture and nasal breathing is actually really important for our brain development. So if we can identify this early in our kids, there's some really easy things that we can do to help support that, so that they can get their lips closed, that it can breathe through their mouth, they have a good spinal curvature. And all of this coordinated leads to optimal functioning for our little guys. And I know as parents, that's just what we want. We want our kids to be the happiest, healthiest version of them as possible. So if this is something that you're noticing in your kids, give the office a call. We can get them checked and see what we're seeing, and if there are indicators that something needs to be addressed. Taking care of it now when they're little is so much easier than having to go back and try to work through decades and decades of compensation and stress. So chat with us, let's get them checked so we can get those little guys started on the right foot.